Hey everyone, welcome back. It's turn 46 in Garden of Good and Evil. This is Lucid. We're playing the nation MA-Agartha in a multiplayer Let's Play. Okay, so had a few mind hunts this turn, not too many. We survived this one. Had a dude die here. I think this was a priest. Yep, a priest. Had another mind hunt, but we resisted it. So that was only 3 this turn. Always happy when only get mind hunted 3 times. Had this event, somebody TP'd on top of my throne. Let's take a look at who this was. Bunch of assholes. So got this dude who's H3, so he's a prophet, right? Astral 5, so that's gonna kind of suck. And we've got some body ethereals. Then we have solar brilliance. Not always what I want to see. So solar brilliance, if you don't know, it does damage to all undead units, and it can blind them. See, all these guys are blinded. It means they can't hit shit. But it blinds your own dudes too. So he can definitely do some nasty things now, like if he teleported these guys onto a big army, he could script them to cast this, and then he could have them retreat, and maybe he throws out these guys to take spend a few turns, but yeah, he could do that. It would cost a few pearls, but it would cost if he just did this guy solo. Whoops, if I can click on him. If he just did this guy solo and teleported him onto an army, he could easily sit around for a few turns while Solar Brilliance goes. The good thing is I think it's magic resistance negates. I have to check, but that's not good. Now the problem is, how do I get him out? Because this is that really annoying mountain pass that you have to have mountain survival to get to. Or I could teleport people on top of it, which I'm not very likely to do. I did some testing off camera, and the best thing I found is if I send a Dusk Elder in, and I have him cast... The cool thing is, if you have the Death Astral Crosspath, you cast Harm Mark turn 1, and then turn 2, you cast Summon Lamashtas. These dudes. Right here, right? And these guys are really sick. So, the problem with this, though, is... that I don't have it researched yet, and it's Conjuration 4. So, I just finished my other research objective, so I'm gonna run up to Conjuration. To do it, I'm gonna have 2 dudes I can send in. So, right now, I only have 1... We look at my inventory. I've got these, which give mountain survival. But I'm gonna forge a better Boots of the Messenger. This is kind of an all-around better item. And but unfortunately, I don't have any nature mages, so I have to spend my god's turn doing it. So I'm basically giving up 75 research. So the real expense of these boots is not measured in the gems, but in my god spending a turn. Next, oops. Let's look at the rest of the events. Yeah, I had a ton of Mount Kings there I couldn't get out. They all died. So that's unfortunate. Here, Rila is attacking. He's got a big army. Let's take a look at this. So, this is going to be a banishment spam, or he's doing Enslave Mine. That's interesting. So that's annoying, but it's a pretty... If we look at it, let's see how many times he cast it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Okay, so these guys in the front. So I think all these guys are spamming Enslave Mind. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. Not really looking forward to that, but so annoying. And this is another big army. We can see Rila attacked. So you can see he has these living statues, and they're really good in that they have 20 protection. They don't have many hit points, and their defense is okay. It's 14. So, oh wait, he has hybrids. How does he have hybrids? He must have a fort somewhere. If you didn't know, you get these hybrid troops as free spawn as MA-Agartha in any coastal forts you put up. Here, we're going to look at that one more time. So if we look at it, these dark-colored ones, these are the ones that... God, look at all the penetration items on this guy. So this is 1 penetration bonus, and this is 2. So 3 total. And I have no idea what he's going to cast, but he has 5 gems. He's probably going to cast Solar Brilliance. I think what I actually want to do is I want to waste these gems on a shit army, which might change what I do this turn. I think I have to put a shit army out and sacrifice it to the almighty shit army god. I don't know, this might qualify actually. How many ghouls do I have? 10? I think I would rather have ghouls. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pull these dudes out. So, I don't know if this will I think this group is big enough it may trigger Solar Brilliance if he's gonna cast it. I think he will cast it. I don't know if it's big enough. I think it is big enough. I think he's gonna cast it and it will blind all his dudes and he'll waste the gems. So, we'll see. That's kind of like Ryleh's version of Earthquake vs. Undead, except kind of better. So that's unfortunate. Actually, I wonder if these guys are... We'll see. I think next turn they should be starving, which will help. Okay, rest of the events. So that was the other army from Rlyeh moving in. My Mound Kings, they got wrecked. These were the guys that were going to kind of backstab that territory if all moved out of it, and they didn't. Then Bandar Log, he attacked my dudes. As you see, this is where I moved that priest defensively in to bless the lictors. And it appears to have worked, and they did a lot of damage. Let's watch this. So this was Bandar's little army. He has a bunch of trolls. Then he's also got a bunch of tiger riders, a bunch of white ones. These are all sacreds. What I've got is lictors, and most of them are getting blessed up now. So if you look at them, I think this first tile's blessed, this tile's blessed. I don't know what that dude's doing in there. And that tile's blessed. So all my lictors are blessed. Okay, you can see I'm getting all his mages. So that's nice. And then my priest runs successfully, so I'm happy with that. One thing I noticed is there's no PD here. Because there's no PD, I'm gonna attack it, and I'm also gonna attack this, assuming he's forgetting to put PD. Because he may, he very well may... Actually, let's get these guys forward a little bit. He very well may be forgetting to attack. I mean, to put PD in. And it's very unlikely that this army is going to be moving any farther forward, because it would die to even a small defense force. So what I instead expect is he's going to move this army back. I'm going to take this with my priest, hopefully. If he doesn't, if he keeps this here and expands, I'm going to take this and cut off any income he gets. We'll see. Haven't even gotten to the fun battle yet. Then we have Agartha. We'll just watch this. So I correctly anticipated Agartha's move, and I brought my full force to bear. So this is a pretty sizable army. He's got 5 Holy 3 priests. His blessing is pretty good. So he's casting Legions of Steel. With his blessing, they're going to get regeneration. They've got 19 protection. Yeah, they're solid troops. And then they also get 2 defense. So that's what we're dealing with. But I've got a much bigger army. Look at all those sacreds. Makes your mouth water, doesn't it? And you can see Blade Winds is not very effective. He's probably dealing, I don't know, 40 damage each time he casts it. But it's actually a very high fatigue spell. I think it's 50 fatigue. Is that 19? Okay. So we're killing their Magna Children. The fire... the fact that my guys have fire resistance is really helpful. Things like Fire Shield, and then also the Beat Aura don't really affect me. There goes the Banishment. And really, I'm making... These guys are strong, so if you kind of look at it, one metric is how long is their line holding. And I'm basically killing a line, like 1 line unit. So like the front line dies every 2 turns. So normally I would kill the line every turn, but these guys are pretty tough, so it takes 2 turns to kill. And most of his dudes are fatigued out, because Blade Wind is a very high fatigue spell, so he kind of ran out of gumption there. You can see the Sentinels, right? These are even his better troops, right? With 22 protection, and then Slash and Pierce resistant. You can see they die pretty easily as well. It might actually be worth going back, because I'm going to have to fight a lot more of these. I'm going to watch this last part real quick. Okay, let's see how well the Sentinels hold, particularly. So 4 damage that turn, 3 damage. And a lone Sentinel I can kill in about a turn. So it's probably going to take 2 turns, or 3 turns, I bet. That was probably lucky. No, see, I didn't even kill 1. So it's probably like 3 turns per Sentinel square, which is unfortunate. Okay, that was 1 turn on this Sentinel unit. Here's turn number 2. And we kill 1 of them, and it will take turn number 3 before the... So it's really slow on killing these Sentinels. They're strong, and I've played a lot of MA-Agartha, and... yeah. Usually, Sentinels can hold the line indefinitely. They're just so strong normal units can't hurt them. But I don't have normal units. I've got these Knights with 2 armor-piercing attacks each turn. 2 to 4. Or armor-negating attacks, so... Good stuff. Okay, back to the events. That was our Agarthan battle. Here I killed 1 of the Oracles. Killed all his Shard Guard. Killed 17 Sentinels and killed all his Magna Children. He killed 12 of my Knights and 2 of my Lictors and all my Chaff. So a very successful battle. Oh, this was the one versus Bandar Log. I don't think I showed you. We killed 1 of their priests. We killed 2 of their cap-only mages, which is really good. I think these are slow to recruit too. And then the Yaksha managed to escape. It cost us 7 Lictors. So, would I trade 7 Lictors for 2 of those dudes? Well, I don't know. Yeah, sure. So that was a pretty efficient trade, even though I had a really small army. What was not efficient was I lost this high-income province, and I don't think I can get it back, but we'll see. Okay, back to other events. We took a crap province from Rila. Unexpected event, province income -10. That's up here, I don't really care. It's actually kind of good. Unexpected event, Dominion down, resources down. Wait, what is that? Okay. And then we had a priest that died. Oh, I also didn't mention at the top. Alteration finished. So that's a big deal. So I have Alteration 5 now. It opens up a few things. One, drain life is really good. So if I put a skull staff on any of my dudes, and I don't think the army is going to have astral in it, which is never, except versus Agartha. I can have them sit in the back and attack. The good thing about Drain Life is it's an area of effect 1 per... Oh, I thought it was 1 tile. I thought I had read that. Maybe it's not. So it's 1 person. I could have sworn it was 1 tile. Weird. But yeah, and you can basically spam this indefinitely. And because I don't have enchantment cast or researched, it's almost certain that my mages would like exclusively spam this. It also opens up invulnerability, which makes my Dusk Elders thuggable. But versus Astral Nations like this, it's not really very viable. But most importantly, in Fire, and for those of you that don't know, if you hit the associated key when you're in this menu, like if you hit D, it opens up Death. If you hit F, it opens up Fire. If you hit S, it opens up Astral. So it's really useful if you didn't know it. So anyway, in Fire, I got Transmute Fire. And it would just make you cry if you knew how many Fire Gems I had. It also opens up Solar Eclipse, which is a spell I can definitely use. Well, I can definitely use it, but it's not super clear how I'll use it against. It would be good versus Nazca. But actually, the Nazcan front is closed off. It would also be good versus... No, it's really not going to be very good this game. Let's put it that way. But it's nice to have if there's a corner case where it may be useful. Anything else from Alteration 5 that I can use? We got Fire. Water is not really helpful. What other? Astral. Yeah, not so much here. Body Ethereal I don't really need. Air I have very limited access to. Yeah, so anyway, I have that. We're turning into Conjuration now, and that's mainly so that I can get Lamashtas at 4. It'll give me... Where are you? Lamashtas at 4, and then at... It'll also give me... I can do the death site searching in some sites that may otherwise be hard for me to get to with Dark Knowledge at 3. And for water, I can cast the Voice of Aspu with my Pretender. And I can also cast Summon Naiad if I had water gems, which right now I don't have, but guess what I did get? I got this dude, who's a water 1 Dusk Elder, so I got really lucky because I was waiting for one of those. And yeah, he's going to go spring into action, and he's going to go site search up here first. That's going to be his first site. Partially because this site gets mind hunted a lot, and so while he's standing there for 2 turns, I might discourage further mind hunts. Where did my priest get attacked? I can't remember. Oh, it was here. So he's definitely planning on attacking here next turn, and it's highly likely this Censor will die, and my efforts to retreat will be futile. But either way, maybe, yeah, I don't think this guy can go that much farther. Old age, yeah. Okay, so now in terms of tactics for this turn, we had a big battle here, we had a big battle here. Ideally, I would like to move my army and take this throne back, and maybe even take this one first. I don't know. Some combination of taking this stuff. What I have to be really, really careful about is these Great Alms actually have a siege bonus, so they're really good at sieging. Shard Guards have a siege bonus too. He doesn't have that many of them. And Sentinels are pretty tough. All around, this army... Holy fuck. I didn't even notice he could attack right here. I would be totally unprepared if he attacked right here. Where could I move? I could move instead right here. Then if he attacks here, I would be able to get him off. But I can't attack him here. What the fuck? That is really annoying. I don't think he's gonna attack. We'll see. I'm actually pretty unsure about this whole thing. And actually having my army sitting here, I was really exposed to an attack here too. Maybe he doesn't know that, and maybe he's not... See, he's probably... This is his one army. This is his big army. Great Alms. He can't actually recruit them. He can only summon them with water gems. So he really doesn't want this army to die. So somehow he's probably trying to be cautious. So moving it here and getting trapped all up in my provinces is probably not what he wants to do. But he also sees I didn't defensive move here last turn, so he might think it's safe. Because he probably thought I would think that he was going to move here and I would defend this. But I didn't. But I'm going to. So we'll see. I feel he's going to move here. But if he moves here, he would kind of screw me over. So one tactic is I'm moving a huge army in here, right? I've got 50 lictors, 50 knights, or 40 knights, huge amounts of chaff, and then I've got ghouls all in the back to soak up all that mind blast. I think this will be a big win. But the other thing he could do is he could attack here. And you say, oh, you have so many ghouls here, there's no way he's going to break through that fort. You have almost 500 ghouls, 450. I did the math, right? So this fort only has 200 defense. But it's got... this is a big army. There's probably 100 Great Alms. The siege bonus from 120 Great Alms would be 120 times 2. So that would be enough to crack the fort in and of itself. And then the Shard Guards, if he has 50 of those, that would be almost enough. Oh, y'all hear that? I don't know if you can hear that, but I've got like a half-wolf, and he's howling in the background. Ow! Anyway. Every time an ambulance drives by my house, my dogs start howling. And my neighbors are probably pissed right now. I probably should go down and help. But instead, I'm going to finish the episode. So we're going to move here, right? We're going to leave a chaff army here, which is either going to be just this stuff, or it'll be this dude's guys too if he gets mind hunted, which is very possible. We don't really have troops to defend this yet, but... Wait, is this all I have in here? Like, where are all my dudes? Don't I have some dudes here? Oh, man. We've really just, like, given up on the army. These guys can't even take a fort. All they can do is sit on top and assassinate, and they don't have the stuff to do it, really. So, not super worried. We're going to take this back. We're going to see what's hanging out down there. If I get down here, I'm not actually going to go this way. I'm going to go start taking this stuff back. I got another army moving here. This army is going to go attack here directly. Because, you know, to hell with Agartha. And... we've got a small army that's going to attack here. This is one thing you can do with your priests, is a priest plus 6, but no more. Knights of the Unholy Sepulchre in a line formation with hold and attack. It's pretty viable, especially if you put some dudes out in front to soak up some of the damage. Like, actually, I probably should move them like right here. That way the knights are right in front of them. Yeah, this is super viable. You can do this for expansion too. I don't like the priests as much because they can't bless themselves, and they end up they'll eventually die to some kind of enemy fire. And even though it doesn't happen very often, when it does happen, if that's your only commander, if you're expanding with only a priest, then all your units are going to die. So very risky. That's why I like spending the death gems on acolytes. But anyway, we're going to do it here because I just have to win one province, and it's probably just like a dude. This main army is going to sit here and reanimate lictors. In the case that he goes and attacks here, then I'm going to have these guys ready to defend it in one turn because he'll crack through it. If he doesn't attack there, let's say he attacks any one of these other forts, I'm going to hop back on top of this one. And do I have... Yeah, and I'm moving these guys out. Alright, whoops. I'm moving these guys out. These are basically going to be the people that knock down the walls on this fort. So next turn I'll probably move dudes on top. And he probably doesn't have many people. I don't know if I'll take it or not. I don't know how much PD he put on there. It'd be really dumb if he put PD there. But his PD's pretty good. Maybe I should just take a few more. Like 5 or 6. And give it to him. And have him do the same thing in the back row. I think I should do this, because if I do this, and especially if I move these guys back, I put them on hold and attack. And I put these guys right here. This will be, I'll be guaranteed to take whatever PD he has on top of here, unless he moves another big army in, which is highly unlikely. So I do that, but I don't commit the main army. The next turn I could potentially send this little priest plus dudes here, and they'll take this back. Yeah, so we'll see. But I want to keep this guy here so that he can defend the fort if I need to. Do I have... Oh, yeah. I'm site searching here too. I haven't done that yet for death. So there's some value in having this army sit still. I'm going to make a lictor. We're going to search for death. And meanwhile, we're going to take over the top of this. And this army's nice, but it's not great. It's not going to do a lot of siege damage. So it's actually better that I don't have it wasting a turn sitting on top of a fort. So we're going to move the siege army here. We're going to move these guys here. The nice thing, too, was he didn't attack this province. If he was attacked this province, he would have killed all 4 priests, which may not seem very special, but they're special to me. Actually, I need to move all these guys back here. Okay. So this is an army of priests. Looks like it should work. Okay, so that's about this turn. We're getting crapped on up top. The other thing I'll mention in diplomacy is I've been talking with Scaleria, and I thought he was going to drop out of the game. And I think I kind of mentioned that. It looks like he's given up. But he's preparing to attack Rila, which, thank God. Because Rila really has kind of conned the whole world. I mean, he couldn't be happier to have an Ermor, because he literally has, like, at least half the map. And nobody will attack him. And once he gets dug in with his forts up with assassins in them, nobody wants to attack him. And he can mind hunt you and a bunch of other things. So... But Scaleria said that he's probably going to attack Rila, which is good, because we need to get Rila also. So that's the plan, hoping to have a big battle here next turn, researching Conjuration so I can get Lamashtas and kill these dudes. What he's probably going to do this turn with these starspawn is build a lab, and then once he has a lab, he's either going to sit in here with gems. Not sure. Or like he'll put gems on his commander so he can cast Solar Brilliance again. May do that, but he also may teleport his dudes out, in which case I'll just walk somebody back in. So that is all for this turn. And I'll see you guys next time.